Starting field position here as they try to break our tie, and they start 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now they'll tuck this and run. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Back to throw now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Touchdown! Romeo Doubs, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are going to take the lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He had the touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll search for another score as they begin here with a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Every guy that plays this game has plenty of people around him that are concerned for his health and well-being. He had no regard for his body on that catch at all, did he?
Middle of the field, diving to grab it? No, he didn't. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. They'll go for a gain of 7. And it's 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 41-yard line.
Go!
They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a 1st down. They'll drop to throw. Looking deep here for Doubs. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Give him 32 on the play.
That's another Steelers 1st down.
Here we go.
32.
They'll throw now on the final play. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hanson with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hanson, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
Let's go.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Now he'll tuck this and run. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
They go play action here on first down. He's into space past the 25. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 46 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Here we go. Go.
They'll set up a throw. Now a run here. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That does.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Ready.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage, and that time they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
Looks like he'll throw here. Looking deep here for Dobbs. And that is incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go to the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over. What a game we were treated 2 in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for the Steelers, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they will